I mean, where do you want to go? There are other stories around today, but I have a very strong sense that we should not be talking about anything else. And I struggle a bit with that sense when I don't see all of the media screaming from the same rooftops. But of course, as I keep reminding you, and as I am going to have to keep reminding you probably forever, most of the media in this country gift wrapped and sealed with a kiss precisely the problems and the catastrophes that the country is now facing. Remember sunlit uplands? Remember more money for the NHS? Remember less red tape? That story that I just shared with Sarah about UK regulators struggling to adapt to expanded roles after Brexit this is where it goes like a kind of Kafka story. There is loads more red tape as a direct consequence of Brexit. Loads more. So here are three. You decide for yourself how important these three organisations are. The Competition and Markets Authority, the Food Standards Agency, and the Health and Safety Executive. Right? It's the Public Accounts Committee warning that the government's poor preparation and planning have combined with international political realities to expose UK consumers and businesses to greater risks and costs. There's nothing more important than that in the context of public accounts or in the context of British business. And the reason why, and I don't know whether the Public Accounts Committee can go into it like this, but I can. The reason why the government has not prepared or planned for these problems is that the government is still in denial, along with 52% of the British media, 80% of the British media. They're still denying that these problems exist. Liz Truss stands up in public and talks about cutting red tape, and nobody says, but we are massively increasing the amount of red tape. We've become a third country with our biggest trading partner, and that means we need loads more regulation in order simply to carry on doing what we were doing before with no friction at all. I don't talk about it every day because I'd bore you blue, but my God, it's insane what's happening in this country, just in little areas like this. And you speak to a mum like Sarah, worried about medical supplies coming in to the country for her little boy, and the Health and Safety Executive is warning that civil service budget cuts, which Rees-Mogg is dancing around the room boasting about, are also likely to impede their ability to adapt to a post-Brexit regulatory environment. So they are denying that problems exist. Therefore, they are failing to prepare a regulatory framework that can deal with these problems or even simply process these problems. No one's pretending that things are ever going to be as frictionless or as smooth as they were before. They're denying the problems exist, failing to prepare a system that can process the problems, and then promising to reduce the number of people charged with providing the system that they're failing to prepare to process the problems that they have simultaneously created and denied. Come on, it's like a Russian doll of idiocy. Every time you open another one, there's another one inside. These are the people in charge of everything from the staffing of abattoirs to the licensing of medicines or the surveillance of disease threats from overseas. They need more people. And Rees-Mogg is dancing around the room promising to reduce the number of civil servants. They need help fixing problems that this government created and denies. Oh, man. But yeah, if I'd flogged you this, I'd probably be talking about coronations and environmental protesters. Almost certainly. Except I wouldn't, because I'm too honest. I'll be self-flagellating myself on the radio, apologising to you every single day for ever treating someone like Nadine Dorries or Jacob Rees-Mogg or David Davis or Andrew Bridgen or Andrea Leadsom like valid contributors to public discourse, for pretending that somebody like Digby Pudding Jones had the first idea what he was talking about when he flogged this absolute nightmare to an utterly undeserving country. I'd probably spend the rest of my life in a form of Opus Dei, wearing a hair shirt live on the radio saying sorry every day.